Did you know? For Ratchet and Clank Future: A Crack in Time, there was a contest where fans could design a weapon that would end up in the game. The winning weapon was the Spiral of Death. Did you know? Until Dawn was first announced in 2012 as a PlayStation Move title to be released in 2013 on the PlayStation 3, but was eventually delayed to 2015, with Supermassive Games switching development to the PlayStation 4 in 2014. Did you know? In Spyro 2 Ripto's Rage, two enemies included in the game, a big orange monster and a little robot, could possibly be the early basis for Ratchet and Clank, which would be one of Insomniac Games' later projects. Did you know? For Super Mario 64, when the game was still new and popular, rumors persisted that Luigi and Wario were in the game. Those rumors have long since been proven false, although those characters did appear in the later port, Super Mario 64 DS. But in 2022, deep in the game's code, someone found Luigi. He is not used or accessible in the game, but he does exist in the code. Did you know? Star Fox was originally made as a test program for the Super FX technology, but was eventually released as a full game by Nintendo. Did you know? For Sonic the Hedgehog 2, originally time travel was going to be a story feature in the game, but the idea was dropped and later revived in Sonic the Hedgehog CD. Did you know? For Jak 2, Toonami ran a sweepstakes where callers could win one of 30 PS2s and one of 500 copies of the game. Did you know? In SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom, in the Goo Lagoon level, there's a beach with sandcastles. One of the sandcastles is in the shape of an Atari 2600 controller. Did you know? In Super Mario Sunshine, Isle Delfino is shaped like a dolphin. Dolphin was the original unofficial name given to the Nintendo GameCube. Did you know? For Chrono Trigger, originally the game was planned for the, at the time, upcoming Nintendo Disk Drive, and it was going to be tied to the Secret of Mana series. But the cancellation of the add-on forced the team to downsize the project to accommodate for the cartridge-based Super Nintendo. And as a result, the project team started from scratch to create a new concept. Did you know? In Sly Cooper and the Thievius Raccoonus, all of the coins originally had Sly Cooper's head on it, but for the final game, this was retained for the final level, whereas the other levels have different logos for the coins. Did you know? In Crash Bandicoot Warped, Fake Crash can be seen in places after the player defeats Cortex for the second time. He can be seen on an island in the level Making Waves, and on the side of the road in the level Hog Ride. Did you know? Sonic Forces had started development after the release of Sonic Generations. The game was originally going to be for the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360, and meant to be released before Sonic Lost World. However, due to technical hang-ups with the last-gen systems, it was shelved due to some ambitious ideas for the project. After being in development for 6 years, the game was finally released for PC, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and Nintendo Switch in November 2017. Did you know? In the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim, if you kill a dragon and quickly go to your world map, you can see its burning body. Did you know? For Team Fortress 2, in the promotional video, Meet the Spy, there is a fight scene between the spy and a sniper, where the spy slashes the sniper's cheek. An update to the game was released that changed the sniper's in-game player model to include the scar from the video. Did you know? For Donkey Kong, the game was originally designed as a Popeye game, but the rights expired in production, so new characters were made with the same characteristics of a giant taking away the girlfriend while being chased by the small hero. Did you know? In Sonic Heroes, while playing as Shadow or Omega, if you use the first-person camera to look at Rouge, she will occasionally turn her head and wink at you. Did you know? For Shadow of the Colossus, it is not said in the game, but Team Ico has stated that the main character's name is Wander, and the woman that he attempts to resurrect is named Mono. Did you know? For Ratchet and Clank Up Your Arsenal, the addition of two new crates in the game, the Inferno and Bolt multiplayer crates, were created as a bet between designers that if they could create new crate types in the game, they would buy him a case of beer. This was because they thought it was impossible to add any new worthwhile crate types, as they thought they had already created every single crate type that they possibly could. Did you know? In The Walking Dead, a Telltale Games series, the time span from one episode to the next gets shorter and shorter as the season goes on. Episode 2 takes place 3 months after Episode 1. Episode 3 takes place 1 week after Episode 2. Episode 4 takes place 12 hours after Episode 3. And Episode 5 starts exactly where Episode 4 left off. Did you know? Team Fortress 2 was first announced in 1998 as a sequel to the first Team Fortress, called Team Fortress Brotherhood of Arms. And early footage showed that the game was originally going to be a realistic military shooter game. But the game was changed over to be Team Fortress Invasion, and it would have featured the classes used in the game, and a different team that was made up of aliens. The reason why the realistic military shooter was changed was because it was hard to tell the other classes apart. Did you know? For Left 4 Dead, in the original storyline, there was a side element in which Francis and Zoe develop a relationship with one another. However, test audiences found the romance to be distracting from the main storyline, and so it was ultimately cut from the final version. Did you know? In Left 4 Dead 2, the Cold Stream DLC was a campaign that was never planned. It was conceived from a fan-made campaign under the same name. This mod grew famous enough that Valve remade the map, releasing it on the Xbox and PC. Did you know? For God of War, the armor that Kratos wears in the rendered CGI cutscenes were actually intended to be Kratos' armor through the game. However, the PS2 lacked the power needed to make the armor look realistic enough on Kratos in-game, and so it was cut. Did you know? In Marvel's Spider-Man, every time Spider-Man throws an enemy off a building, no matter by which means, they never hit the ground. Instead, they get automatically webbed against the wall. This was done to contribute to Spider-Man's no-kill rule. Did you know? For Five Nights at Freddy's, Scott Cawthon did modeling work on Foxy while on a bumpy car trip. Cawthon later stated he feels this is why Foxy ends up being very broken in appearance. Did you know? For Portal, the developers added Hoopy the Hoop to the game in an attempt to create a popular meme. They later admitted that this was a mistake because they completely underestimated the potential of the cake is a lie, which would become the meme instead. Did you know? For Portal 2, when the developers were experimenting with different ideas for how the game would end, one thing they tried was having the player press the middle mouse button to get Shell to speak for the first time, saying yes to resolve the core transfer stalemate. This idea was scrapped, however, simply due to the developers finding it disappointing. Did you know? In LEGO Star Wars The Complete Saga, if you're playing as Lando Calrissian and try to hit Princess Leia, he will instead kiss her hand, much to her disgust. Did you know? For Cuphead, the character Cuphead was originally designed to have a cigar in his mouth, paying homage to the style of early cartoons, but it was later removed to keep the game family friendly. Did you know? In Super Mario Bros., the clouds and bushes are the exact same sprite, just different colors. Did you know? In Sonic the Hedgehog CD, any point in the game, if you leave Sonic standing perfectly still without pausing the game, after 3 minutes, he'll say, "I'm out of here," and jump off screen. This ends your game. Did you know? In Left 4 Dead, if you look closely enough at the pain pills, you can see that they are Target brand. Did you know? In Left 4 Dead 2, although Rochelle is considered to be, by most of the Left 4 Dead fanbase, the worst/least interesting character out of the 8 that appear in the games, modders have found cut lines in the game files that many have said make her a more well-rounded character. Did you know? For Super Smash Bros. Melee, Solid Snake, Sonic the Hedgehog, King Dedede, Wolf, Wario, Lucas, Banjo-Kazooie, James Bond, and Conker were all going to be playable characters, but were cancelled for various reasons. Did you know? For Mirror's Edge, there was going to be a multiplayer mode in the game, but it was removed. Did you know? For Sly 3 Honor Among Thieves, the guru was originally going to speak in English, but it didn't happen due to time and budget constraints. Did you know? For Minecraft, on the menu screen, there is a 1 in 10,000 chance that the Minecraft title will appear Minecraft.